Wait a minute. What are we doing? Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, season 13, episode 28, Unhappy Camper. It's I, Kiwan. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Click the notification bell button. All right? Listen. When I tell y'all, man, DC's worked on my entire nerve. I'm going to say this, and I may not say it in the end. The thing that's probably pissing him off the most is Yandy not responding anymore. I think he's so mad that Yandy's not responding, so he's going around acting like a child until he get the response that he wants from her. As long as she was responding, trying to defend him, being loud and all of that, nothing. Now he want to talk. Now he want to take her to the bushes and where the scarecrows and shit be. Like, man, DC's, please. Like, he irks me. He just irks me. So, Judy wants to speak with both Mendeecees and Yandy. Judy asks Yandy, she tells Yandy, listen, I heard my son isn't in the house anymore. Ma'am, that is all your son's fault. That has nothing to do with this lady right here. Anyway, he tells his mom they keep crashing and he don't want to be in the house arguing in front of the kids. Mendeecees, I guess we got a little bit of... Okay, Mendeecees, if that's your story. So Yandy just sits there. So Judy asks Yandy, how does she feel? Looking at Yandy's face, I don't think she give a good goddamn. Okay, I don't think she cares. But whatever, she's gonna play up the role. And I'm not mad at it. Like, girl, all right, let me give y'all a little, a little melodrama. So anyway, Mendeecees said she finally took accountability and it took 2 years. He tells her, he's disappointed because she didn't take up for him with Bambi. And again, Yandy's too quiet for him, which is probably a side he's never seen. And he don't like it. Anyway, it ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun. It's really not. And I feel like everything he's done to her, now he's getting in return. And now you know what it feels like. But I hope she leaves and never goes back. Like, they just need to co-parent at this point. So she said she didn't feel like it. And it's just as simple as that. And then he tries to play the perpetual victim, which he has been doing this entire episode and last week. And every time we see him onto our screens. So then it's the next morning. Jock and Kendra arrives. Scrappy tells them Brittany left to go on a boat with her fam. And Bambi left, last night to pick up the kids. Scrappy said he's relieved that Brittany has left. And at his age, he's not in a spirit of settling. When I tell y'all I'm so sick of Daryl. So Ashley goes over Ashley and I think it was her husband. But Yandy at this point don't want to be bothered with Ashley because Ashley has been talking all of that crap in Puerto Rico. Ashley is aggy. She's been aggy this week. Her and her voice has been a little aggy, but I will say this. She did low-key stick up for Yandy in Puerto Rico. So, anyway, I just was like, girl, at this point, you just need to mind your business. None of these women on this show respect you. And you just have to stop running your mouth. Like, let the chips fall where they may be. Because you have a lot of fish. You have bigger fish to fry in your relationship. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, Mama D and Lynette sit down, these two raggedy hoes. So they talk about Scrappy and how she told Scrappy, you and Bam ain't gonna happen. The one thing I will say about Mama D, she know that turd that she shitted out is full of shit. All right. She said the way he moved isn't making sense. Then she started to cry. I said, Lord, if this lady ain't gonna do nothing, she gonna give dramatics. And not one tear fell out of her damn eye. I want y'all to know that. She said she just want her kids and her grandkids together. And I'm looking at Mama D like, girl, leave us. Jesus, leave us. Okay? Shout out to my cousin. So then they switched the conversation to Lynette and Ashley. And how her son shouldn't, how she tells Lynette how, she shouldn't expect Lil Zane to choose between her and Ashley. And that Lil Zane, what I call him, Benjamin Button, shouldn't have to choose. All right? I didn't know Mama D was a nurse. I did not know what she was. I knew she was a pimp. But I didn't know she was a nurse. Okay? That's what they say. That's what they said in this episode. I'm not sure why Ashley and Zane are being clueless as to why Yandy is a little pissed off at them. So anyway, he wants that because they're having a conversation, and so Zane wants Ashley to bury the hatchet with his mom. And I just feel like y'all are exhausting. Like, you and your mother are very exhausting. Yandy tells Mendeecees about the conversation between her and Ashley. He tells Yandy Ashley said Yandy should get her lick back because Yandy held him down while he was in prison. So he said to Yandy, he asked Ashley, did you see what happened? Did you, and why are you telling me about my life? And I'm looking at Mendeecees like, you make no sense. The fact that you sitting here constantly trying to downplay your wife and the things that she has done for you and how she's shown up for you, oh Lord, it makes me go back to that moment where she asked him if the roles were reversed, would you hold me down like I held you down? And the fact that he said no, that was just, I just couldn't have nothing from Mendeecees after that. Anyway, I feel like, and now it makes sense. Now it makes me feel like he chose her because he knew that Yandy was going to be a duck ass and take care of him and all of the things. That's all he needed. And now that he's probably gotten everything he wanted from Yandy, he no longer needs her anymore. That's all I'm saying. So Yandy tells him, he left her feeling like, I don't hold you down. And that's not true. So she was like, do I hold you down? And he was like, did I hold you down or not? And I'm like, I don't even know why y'all having this conversation. I don't. He does not appreciate the things you've done for him. He don't feel... I just can't with Mendeecees. Anyway, Scrappy talked about how he and Brittany, they both messed up. And I was like, Scrappy, you gonna sit here with this revisionist history when you were the one who was sending inappropriate texts to your baby moms. You were the one that was, Shakira. Okay? I am even gonna go out on a limb and say you probably Erica Dixon. I'm just saying, this was all on you. You pissed off because she found out you talking about she acting different. No, she's holding you accountable. And whenever it seemed that these women in your life want to hold you accountable, you didn't want to act crazy and act like they're doing something wrong when you are the one who's been wronging people. Like, Scrappy, go somewhere. So Mendeecees, I guess the guys are sitting talking. Mendeecees to me is very unappreciative. He said he don't want to be a slave for what somebody's done for him. And I just don't think Yandy is going around making him feel bad because she had his back. I think he feels away because everybody's talking about how Yandy has done a lot. You feel enslaved to that because you probably feel like you owe her. You feel away. This all on you. This don't have nothing to do with this lady. Anyway, Ashley decided to apologize. She really apologized to Yandy. And so Yandy was like, men act like this. They started talking about how the men act like children. And I'm looking at them like, but y'all still decided to stay with these big ass children. Okay? So Ashley and Yandy makes up. Ashley didn't have a conversation with Lynette. Ashley apologized to Lynette and agreed to help Lynette with her fundraiser. And I would have told Annette, sorry, shout out to my cousin Annette. Okay, I would have told Lynette. Okay, my cousin must be talking about me, y'all. Girl, let me call her and see if she's talking about me. I would have told Lynette, girl, you and that fundraiser. You understand? Like, the way Lynette is going to play in her face next week is why you need to get the fuck away from these people. These people don't even respect you. Like, the group that y'all in don't respect you, and your husband and his family don't respect you. Anyway, Zane, bitch ass, said he made a comment about his mom and his wife not getting along, saying that, you know, there are things that are more important, I guess, and it's bigger than them, and he don't like how they are arguing and whatnot. And I was like, sir, you sitting here worrying about these two people arguing, but you won't get tested to see if you a match for your brother. So somebody need to make that make sense to me. I'm just saying. At this point, looking at Ashley interacting with this family, that shit was phony, but she looked checked out, and everything she do it for him, and he gives her nothing. Okay, nothing. She's great. I mean, she crazy, because I would have told her the way I would have cussed Lynette. Shout out to my cousin again. The way I would have cussed Lynette out, y'all, because F Lynette, her tears, and everybody in that family. I'm sorry. Lynette is not your problem. This whole thing, I feel like, because she's put the whole weight of whatever's going on with her son on her shoulders. And I feel like Lynette is one of those people who's controlling, and she wants to take over everything. And if she don't feel needed, she literally will lose her mind if she's not needed or utilized. I don't know what that's about, but I don't ever want to be needed. Lord, let me not be needed like that, nor utilized like that. Anyway, I just felt like that whole thing was performative. So Zane goes to Scrappy. They have a sidebar, and he starts to cry. He was like, I just saw my mom crying. But the way you make your wife cry often, and you're crying now because your mom is crying, but you don't share that same sentiment when it comes to your wife, because you treat her like shit and you make her cry all the time. Or when your mom does something to her and she cries, you want her to sit there and take it. Benjamin Buttons, go to hell. Anyway, and that's another thing. You doing all this motherfucking crying and ain't see one tear drop from your eye. Okay? Anyway, if that didn't piss me off, Mendeecees already pissed me off. Okay? So he wants to have another conversation with Yandy in private, and she was like, ugh, why does he want to keep talking in private? I just feel like Yandy has nothing to give at this point. She said, I have nothing to give, no accountability, no nothing. Yandy has given to her capacity. And when a person is tired, they are tired. Leave this lady be. In this moment, I feel like Mendeecees was trying to pick because he kept looking at her. I'm telling y'all, I know what that's like. You look, and when you don't give them the reaction that they want, they're going to pick with you. You still don't give them the reaction that you want. You leave. Shout out to me. Okay? I'm sorry. Mendeecees asked her if she's going back to New York. This is when he starts spazzing the hell out. She said no. So production asked, well, what was that New York reference about? And he started to scream. He was like, she know what I'm talking about? That's that dude. That's where that dude live at. That's where that wee at. And I'm just like, man, Mendeecees is so embarrassing. He is so embarrassing. He's pissed. And he tells her she did a lot of fake, she had a lot of fake moments. and their relationship was fake. He goes on to say she haven't been exposed, and she was like, expose me. And he said how she's been single the whole damn time of the relationship. He tells her that you act like you've always act like you were unhappily married, when the truth is you were always happily single. So he was like, you've been single since day one. He asked if she wanted the truth to come out, and he was like, we can do this on national TV. Like, he just got so pissed off. It was like he was in that truck, in that RV, threatening that lady. And she was like, it is what it is. When I tell you that lady is fucking tired. And again, Mendeecees is sitting here acting like a child because he ain't getting what he want anymore. The Yandy that he's always been used to is no longer there. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. My divorce. Like, especially if y'all not really married like that, because allegedly y'all not really married like that. So yeah, it would be great for him to get him a little townhouse or something in Atlanta. Go sleep on homegirl's couch, Tamar, allegedly. Allegedly. And just live out the rest of your life, okay? I don't understand. Again, this lady can do whatever she wants. You didn't want her. You didn't appreciate her. And so now she did what she needed to do for her. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Anyway, this irritated me. Okay. And I think next week is the... Now, I promise I thought they said season finale. And after that, there will be no more Love and Hip Hop. Y'all, so soak it all in. Breathe it all out. Okay? Stevie, you said you were gonna take me to the strip club. Now you want to take me to the strip club. Hey, mate. I see you got your maid outfit on like you always do. Because you a mother. I'm sorry, y'all. Rashida got bags. I'm sorry. I wish I could take this out of my videos. Anyway, this is a short one. That's all I got. Tomorrow, I was gonna bring y'all Rhode Island, but it's gonna be tomorrow with Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop. What is it, y'all? Love and Hip Hop Miami. Okay, Miami. Again, Zatima will be tomorrow, Thursday, and I don't know, but Divorce Sisters, I tried to do it on Thursday, but I can't help myself. I cannot help myself, and I end up dropping it on Wednesday along with Rhode Island. So we'll see. Just click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Okay? With all of that being said, let me know what y'all think in the comments about this episode. Shout out to y'all for the views on my Love and Hip Hop reviews. But yeah, I appreciate y'all so much. Anyway, this is your girl Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.